Hi, we're at Gander's Hatch Farm and visiting with Caroline Hickman. And Caroline, you're just going to feed some animals right now.
I am. This is my bovine collection here. We have 5 low-line cattle, which are a miniature Angus, which I'm trying to promote on the island. And the one Dexter cow, she's my little milk cow that's dried up at the moment. So I'm a bit late for feeding, so I'm going to throw the food over the side. Look underneath 2 of those, you'll see there's steers, which don't really have much else in the way of a future. This cow here, Bella, she had that little heifer in August. She went to the fall fair last September. And because they were exposed, I've already introduced the breed to another family on the island, which is the Colgans at Central. Which is the whole plan, of course, going to the fall fair.
Absolutely, and that one's really grown too since the fall fair.
That's okay, because I don't have to take them off island anymore. I'm so happy.
It's a little late this morning. Usually you feed them a little early. It's 10 o'clock. When do you usually feed them?
I was waiting for you guys.
So Caroline, Gander's Hatch Farm is in the Cranberry Valley, which is sort of, I guess, sort of tucked in on Salt Spring, and unless you go up Cranberry Road to see this beautiful piece of property, you'd never know it was here. Nice and quiet too.
It is. It's a dead-end road, the kind I like.
So I think where are we going next?
If you like, we'll go and feed the sheep. You've met the cattle, and head down towards the house.
Great. Thanks. So now we're down feeding the sheep, just a little ways down the road, and Caroline, how much do they eat a day?
How much do they eat a day?
Yeah.
They eat a surprising amount, actually. For the size of a sheep, it eats more in proportion than a cow, so they need to be well fed. They're all pregnant right now with 4 of these ewes, so you do want to feed them reasonably well during their pregnancy, and then of course pick it up a little bit more when they have their lambs, right. Especially if they have 2 or 3, which mine always seem to. And
yeah, well, that's a good thing.
Has a lot to do with how you feed them. Yeah.
I meant to ask you, when you were feeding the cattle, what sort of, where do you get the hay from there? Is that a local hay?
It is indeed. I got that hay from Mark Hughes, and the cows love it. Good stuff, good big heavy bales, which I appreciate for the price per bale. That's how you buy it here, not by the ton. It's a price per bale, so it's a good deal.
Well, it's always nice to get something local like that too. Absolutely.
Support local farmers.
Yeah. So what's next on the agenda?
Well, we can head down and visit the goose, the sheep, the chickens, the mule and the donkey, if you like. We'll keep going down the road.
Okay, that sounds great. Here comes Scott. He's going to shut this machine off, and then here he's running. So we're a little closer to the house now, and Caroline told me, oh, here are a couple of totally useless animals over here. She said that, not me. Anyways, you could tell us a little bit about these guys.
This is young Farley the donkey, a miniature donkey, who really is just a pet. If you want to use donkeys as a guard animal, they have to be the only animal there, the only donkey there. They can't be with another friend. Obviously, though, he would sooner hang out with Maggie Monsanto's, my mule, than with the sheep. So that's why they're together. But that's what a lot of people do use them for. It's quite interesting.
Always in the same spot, too? You don't move them around? They're always hanging out in the same...
No, we only have 20 acres and everyone has to get rotated quite often. So this is usually where the sheep lamb, but it will get a month off with no one in it before that time. So they just like this spot. It's close to the house. They're very sociable.
That's great. Thanks.
Okay.
So Caroline's just going to let out the chickens for the day. Here they come. Caroline, does the first chicken out every time, the same one?
It's usually Liz, but she was shy because she saw you. She's going to go back in. Come on, Liz. This is an Appenzeller Spitzenberg.
How many chickens have you got? How many chickens have you got, Caroline?
I have 9 Banty hens and 2 Banty roosters. They're all miniature chickens. This is Rocket the rooster in front of us here.
Any of those destined for the abattoir? They're layers, though. They're not meat birds.
No, they're pets and layers. They actually lay surprisingly well.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
This one coming out. I think you're right in front of the. Yeah. Okay. What's this one here coming out here?
That's a Mille Fleur crossed with a Cochin. The little white ones are Banty-sized leghorns, very good egg layers. They just started, they're just pullets. Both.
The goose.
The goose, which is actually feminine, he's the gander. He lost his partner, the goose, to either a raccoon or a bird of prey, which is very unusual for geese. They're so big. She was a Chinese white, so she was quite a bit smaller than him, and that was very, very sad. And one of the neighbors started a fund for me to find another wife for him because they love the geese so much. So I thought that was really very nice of them.
How's that going?
I have an ad in the Bisilin trade, the best advertising in the world.
Do you use the Salt Spring Exchange much for that kind of thing?
Once in a while I do, yes, it's quite effective. Yeah.
Actually, you're fairly famous on the island for not having an email address, which I think is a great idea, really.
A dying breed.
Do you have any problem with mink in the hen house, that kind of thing? Or?
Not with young Susie Q, the Jack Russell. No, that's what she's for. She's an outside dog and she's a working dog. Very effective. Good teeth.
And so your eggs, do you sell your eggs or do you just out at the farm gate?
I sell them at the gate,
yeah. As we come in, we notice the farm gate. What else do you sell there?
Just odds and ends from the farm. Anything extra I have, I put out for sale. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's such a beautiful view here too. It's just one of these hidden areas of the island. If you don't come up here,
that's right,
you wouldn't know about it.
Freddie Howard had it for sale for 12 years before we bought it. And I think the main reason is he didn't have a road down so people could see the view. And because my brother-in-law built the house next door, I knew exactly what kind of view we'd have 27 years ago when we bought it. So,
is this in the ALR? I get a duck when I say that.
It actually is watershed and agricultural, yes, both, yeah. So you can't build on it, and that's fine with us. It's the way we want to keep it.
Well, you never know with ALR if sometimes good land is outside the ALR, sometimes bad land is in the ALR. You never know.
The high side of Wright Road is uplands and forests, so that's where the zoning changes.
And what about your the pond here? Does that fall in the summer as well? Is it spring fed?
It does actually tend to go down, unfortunately. Most of our ponds stay full. Andy dug about 6 ponds on this property, and this one waters the garden, so it makes it all summer anyway. It just doesn't look so pretty when it goes down.
Yeah, that's true. Andy's probably got the most diggers per capita on the island, I guess, hasn't he?
He's been doing it since the 60s. He knows how to run a machine.
So I guess if you need a pond built or dug, you can... certainly don't have a problem there.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, that's thanks for spending the time and showing us around your property. And we'll see you at the Fall Fair.
Absolutely.
While we were walking back to our car, I was asking Carolyn about a pond that you can't see. It's sort of over this way. And it drains down the side of the road, and if you're quiet for a minute, you can hear that. Drains underneath the road here, drains into that pond, and from there, tell us where it goes.
It goes into the next property that we sold, and it goes down into Freddie Howard's property, into Roberts Lake. From Roberts Lake, of course, it goes to Blackburn Lake, from Blackburn into Cushion Lake, etc. So this is the outskirts of Mount Maxwell and a very important source of water right at our farm.
Thanks, good to know.